There's a law of physics that says the universe is constantly expanding and becoming more random. That's why we constantly have to clean off our desks, clean up our clothes, clean up our shop. And it requires energy to reorganize and do these things. So the other day, I was cleaning up my shop because every time I go rock hounding and I work on stuff, it becomes more and more random. I'll give you a little tiny tour of my small space shop here. Do my silversmithing on this desk here. Now, what I started out showing you was my 10-inch tile saw that I use for cutting stuff. Got my anvil and vise here. And over here, I've got my cabbing machine. Okay. So anyway, while I was working on this, I was going through a bunch of our finds. And the last finds came from Crazy Lace Mountain. And I don't always look at everything my wife finds. We throw stuff in a bucket. And as I was trying to get that all cleaned up off the floor around the saw here, I found something interesting. And I'll get back to you and show you that in a second. So while I was cleaning up, going through the buckets that were piled up around my tile saw there, I came across this piece. And I looked at it closely and I said, oh my gosh, I think this is another piece of Crazy Lace from Crazy Lace Hill. I didn't find this. My wife found it. And I'm going to cut it. I'm not going to cut it on video. But after I cut it, I'll get back to you because it's noisy as heck cutting it. And it's going to take some time to go slow enough. This is really heavy. This is dense and very heavy stuff. And after I cut it, we'll find out if she did find another piece of Crazy Lace here in Utah, and I will show it to you when I find out the answer. So before I show you what came out when I cut that rock that I hoping was Crazy Lace, I'd show you my Kingsley North 6-inch cab machine here. Now, I'm not sponsored by anyone, and I'm showing you this because when it comes to agates, you need a little different setup in wheels. I used to try to do it with the original wheels that you do turquoise and other stones with, and it just took way too long. So my first wheel here is a 60 cross cut hard wheel. Then I have a 220 hard wheel, and then I jump back down here and I put a 60 soft wheel on, and I put on a 140 soft wheel. Then I go back to the 280 and then to the 600. Now, to finish it off, I'd have to take the 60 and the 140 off and put my 1200 and 3000 on. That's why I put them on the end instead of in order. It's a lot easier that way. And if you look at this water here, from when I polished up what I just had, there's a lot of iron in it, okay? Iron oxide in that stone that I just cut. I want to thank you all for making my last two videos, the best two videos I've had so far, the most successful. And it's raised my subscribers up. I really appreciate it. And I would also appreciate it if you all keep viewing, liking, and subscribing. So let's go take a look at what we ended up with. All right, so here's what we ended up with after I cut the bad end off of this. And I took a slice out of it to face it. And I polished it up to a 600. It really isn't complete, but I'll give you an idea. This is dry, and you'll get an idea what it really looks like. So let's take this slice off, which was the end piece. I would say that's Crazy Lace. Not only is it Crazy Lace, it's kind of a cross between Purple Passion and Crazy Lace. Let me show you the bigger piece here. And I will wet it in a second to give you an idea what this will look like polished up. You can't really see it. You might be able to when I wet it, but the reason this, there it is. It's the reason that's shiny, that looks silvery there, that's iron. That's why this rock is so dense and so heavy. Let me wet it and I'll show it to you in a second here. Hold on. All right, here we have it wet, so you can get a good idea what it really looks like shiny. It looks like a hybrid of Crazy Lace Agate and Purple Passion, both of which are normally from Mexico. Never expect to find this in Utah, but we found it in the same place we found the first piece of Crazy Lace, on Crazy Lace Hills, what I've named it. I don't think it really has a name. But I want to thank you all for your viewership and your subscribing and your likes. And I've got a couple other videos in the work, and I'll get those done, and we'll see you all again. Thank you.